I'm Josie. This is Cynthia. And we are here with special guest, Chaos. How are you?
My two favorite radio people.
Well,
Oh.
radio and
Favorite.
TV, yes. And we have a
Yeah.
new podcast, which I think you know about. It's called Cynthia and Josie's Unmentionables, and it's with the iHeart network. But we're here today for you.
We're here
really.
for you, completely for you.
Thank you.
And I cannot believe it's been 15 years. 15 years since, of course, the Much Music presents Chaos Live. You're celebrating it on Crave Boxing Day. Take us back to the scene, the music scene 15 years ago.
Well, I think it's interesting because, I don't have any children, and the record company's always like, it's the 10th year of this record, and it's the 12th year of this record. It's like birthdays for my record. They're my children, my records. But this was different because someone had sent me the footage of this, because I was getting a bunch of footage from I was going to do a doc, and someone had sent me footage of this Masonic Temple concert, and I was like, this is good. Like, like how memory is selective. And so that night I remember after, I didn't know, because it's a really like intimate setting, so we had to do songs over, and like there were mistakes, and I didn't feel the best about it. But now looking at it, I was like, okay, this is something I could celebrate, because it's a snapshot. Even like what I'm wearing, I'm like, what are those jeans, what are those shoes? You guys all know, you look back at certain wardrobe choices you made, you thought it was super cool, but I like look like Zorro.
And today you've got a different vibe going on.
Did I just watch like Zorro and decide to dress like Zorro? Yeah. But it's great. I mean, and so it's something that's so kind of campy but cool, but like the guests are amazing, and like we had a live string orchestra, stuff that I forgot about. And so when they were like, do you want to celebrate this? I'm like, this is something I can like, because as you said, it was a snapshot of what Toronto was like 15 years ago, which is so different from now, obviously. But it's just like the music level. I showed one of my friends, Shamir Anderson. He's like, dude, people are going to think this is AI because it's so encapsulate. Like, how did you get this footage? Like, where did this?
That's
and
so
so it's like
cool.
a time capsule for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
This is going to be a special that is airing on Crave on Boxing Day.
On Boxing Day.
Can you tell us a little bit more about like what people can expect from the special itself?
I think like it's just pure entertainment. It's like a guy who, like, I remember the time, because it was like a bunch of people being like, this. I think at the time it was like, we need you to do something because you know all these people, you know all these artists.
Yeah.
You bridge gaps. It's hip hop, it's rock, it's pop. How are we gonna converge all this? I'm like, well, what if they did versions of my songs, like just literally remix the songs live? And then I was like, that's a great idea. So back then I didn't think I was nervous because I was super confident guy, but you can just see even. I was just nervous because it's just like all my friends, my high school friends were there, ex-girlfriends were there. Like
That's awkward.
I thought there's that Jack Black interview, which I think he says something like, oh, it's actually, it was Philip Seymour Hoffman said that he always tries to do something when he's playing a part that might embarrass him, so he has to deliver. So it's almost like the stakes are so high that if I do this, I'm going to screw up so badly, people are going to see it, that it actually makes you, it engages you. And I think like
That's why you invited the ex-girlfriend.
that's why I invited all these people who knew me from such a,
Right.
they saw the trajectory of my life, because I'm like, okay, this is my moment to play music. That's another thing. It's just the musicianship's crazy. Like the band that I had, my drummer Ray Garrett, R.I.P., his family's going to watch this, and when we actually did the up-res of the version, I made sure and put so many shots of him, because he's just holding it down. He's no longer on the planet, and all these people are going to see this guy and how important he was to the Chaos band, like the drums, hip-hop. He could play anything, jazz, rock, hip-hop. He just do it so easily.
It's amazing. You did mention collaborations, and you also mentioned all the different genres. And I got to say, like, what is it? Is it because of your music that you're in, the hip hop world, the rock world, the indie world, or is it because of your friendships, the collaborations? Why?
You guys all know this, that during our time, there was no big, like, ADHD. Like, no one talked about that in the early 2000s. But I literally have diagnosed myself with musical ADHD. Like hip hop, after 3 songs in the studio, I'm like, I can't do any more hip hop songs. I've already done 3. Okay, reggae, let's go. Okay, and then what you do is when you employ people like, let's say Emily Haynes, not saying she's in the special, but is that now if you're going to do a rock song, she's going to stand there and be like, is this a legit rock song? Like, she's not just going to do it because it's you. The song has to be great. So it's a combination of just having a short attention span and then teaming up with people who are authentic to that genre. And they're not just, it's like kind of like Run DMC and Aerosmith.
Love it.
That's the core of like everything that I've ever done in music. Like some super rock guys, some hip hop guys, but if they come together, they're both going to stay true to who they are.
Yeah. Can we mention also there's Ben from Billy Talent
Oh, hell
in
yeah.
this as well, and also can we talk about a collab recently with Drake?
Oh yeah, we could talk. So
We first start with Drake
Okay.
from Faith. To start with
okay,
the
so
song.
on this record, when I met Drake, it was through mutual friends, and he kept on like trying to get to me through people. Like people won't believe this now because he's the biggest artist in the world.
Right.
But coming up as a kid, he's like, Chaos, tell him I want to do a song. And then after like 5 people had texted me his number, being like, call this guy, he's coming up. I finally texted him. He's like, I got champagne, I'm coming to your house. Like, you know what I mean? And then he proceeded to like musically love bomb me by sending me like 12 tracks. To this day, every day I was like, I have an album worth of material of you, just like one verse with a verse left for me. I could just put out a whole album. He's like, if you do that, but it's like, so this was one of the songs that it's called Faith, and like we did it. And I remember he was like, because they're like, at that point it was like he was 25, 24 years old. So I sent him the song, and he's like, meet me at like Queen Street. Like he's like Kevin Burt, and this is like, it was a bunch of kids who finally got attracted to with somebody who was like kind of like their older brother. But there's 2 parts. So I've kept this the origin story. The real first one, the one that's out now that people have heard, Faith Part 2. There's a Faith Part 1. So I always had it in my back pocket. Like one day I'm gonna, just for Drake, to show him how innocent he was.
So is
I'm
that
like
coming out? Are
it's
you
coming out.
releasing Faith Part
Yeah,
1?
it comes out on Boxing Day, the same day as the actual special.
Oh my God, that's
So it's never
great.
been on DSPs. People can just like, I think it's actually better than the Faith Part 2 because it's the first thing we did together. The second one we kind of like calculated more. So it's just exciting to have those. Again, it's like people talk about on the internet, in case you missed it, like that happens. There's so much content all the time that people miss so much. So I think people might hear this and think this is now. Obviously if you're watching this interview, you'll know it's not. But I think the day it drops on all the DSPs, people will be like, wait, is this track out now? It's still him and it's still me. So it's awesome.
Before we move on from Drake, just one more quick Drake question. And then
Well, I know you
promise
stalk him on
they're-
Instagram.
Yeah, they're kind of
I
they're
promise.
kind of best.
I'm like, she's leaving. I go, does your husband know you're leaving comments on Drake's? Like,
They've slipped into
she
each
leaves
other's
comments,
DMs, guys.
Whatever. Champagne Papa.
knows.
He's
He's
fine
like-
with it.
he loves you. He loves you.
So what happened recently with Drake?
What do you mean?
Didn't he help you with an album?
Oh yeah.
or?
So something happened about the Grammys. Like he didn't get something happened, and I was like, I hadn't texted him in years, but I still had his number. I'm like, you can do so much in this world, but see how quick they forget you. It was like kind of this older brother kind of thing. He's like, word up, where are you? And then that just rekindled our thing. He's like, are you making music still? I'm like, yeah. And I played him. He's like, I'm gonna like, what are you doing with this? And I was like, well, label politics. I'm like a legacy artist now.
You're getting emotional.
Yeah, like it's like he was like you are. She's really good because I am getting. You're good at your job. Like, and so he was like, I'm gonna pay for your record. Because if you do this record with Universal, they're gonna give you, because it's changed, right? I used to get $450,000 to make a record. Now you get $14 to make a record and a visualizer, which is supposed to be a video. So he was like, I'll give you this money to do this record, but you have to make a Chaos record. Like, get your string sections. He's like, do what you do, but you have to do that. And I did that. And so that record's also in the can, done, finished. So I think all these things are like ways of, man, you start with your friends. I think a lot of rap music and punk rock music is always a scene, but there's no scenes left because we live in a world of we're online all the time. So I'm trying to take the scene idea of having friends and putting that out there. First, before I put out my music, it's like, this is where I'm from. This is my like blood type. These are the people that I kind of vibe with.
Yeah. You've sort of mentioned, again, we're talking about collabs, and a long time ago you collabed with Timbaland. He's producer, and now he's releasing his first AI artist. He's getting into that space. I'm curious, as a musician, who you're sort of known for being such a pure musician, how do you feel about AI entering the space?
I mean, it hasn't AI always existed though.
Well,
like I think now they claim that word and they say that, but like artificial intelligence is a record company signing somebody because they know they're gonna make money. They've always the artificial intelligence is the information. So whether that is now in fruition of a person that's actually not a real human or not, like Milli Vanilli was AI. If you really want to like break it down, they lip synced and no one knew it wasn't them. They were
But at
doing
least they were
TikTok.
humans.
They were TikTok before TikTok, and they got canceled for it. One of the guys killed himself because he couldn't walk around his hometown. He was so embarrassed. So it's like, I don't know, for someone has seen so many trends. Come on, remember the laser disc? Remember that thing? Like there were so many things that technology-wise that we thought was going to change the game. People always need some catchphrase to talk about. I think it's going to be, some people there'll be something good about it. Like someone will do it really well and we'll go, wow. But I don't think real humans want real humans, no?
Yeah, we do.
I think but I don't know. I think because I've seen so many things. It's like, I just remember my grandmother who died at like 89, like one day I came home from school and she's trying to make sense of the remote control. She was like pressing it. I was like, there's always, if you live long enough, you'll see technology that will blow your mind. But it really comes down to that human connection. I think if someone does something AI and people connect to it, it'll be great. But it's very hard to do when you're looking at it and you know it's not real.
Tell us what Much Music has done or did for all the musicians.
Well, you're around, I think that in Canada I heard someone say something interesting once, that the instant you're playing Much Music, you're in every household across the country. It was like bigger than radio. So for me, coming from Whitby, Ontario, my boy got a Video Fact grant. I go, how are you making this video? Video Fact. Okay, I'm going to apply for one. Apply for it. Much Music plays it on Rhapsody. And next thing you know, like, people are calling me like, why are you on Much Music right now? This is so crazy. In your Honda Civic or whatever I was driving at the time. It just allowed you to broadcast instantly across the whole country. You put your videos on Much Music, you're in every household. Also, too, Much Music put us on like kind of like giving you guys a podcast. They put Me, Rascals, and Ghetto Concept on tour and paid for it across the whole country. So that was the first time in a van. We're all going across the country in the van. We all knew the band Tragically Hip. Everyone had done it. Gordon Lightfoot did it. But for rap, no one had ever really gotten a van and went to like Red Deer. So now you got a bunch of like black dudes from invested, in like Chilliwack, and it was like that whole culture, that thing exploded. So Much Music was just like, I think at the time it was like Michelle Geister. Shout out to her because she was a veteran at Much Music that played my video just because she could. You get played on Much Music and instantly you're in a different tier. Radio is one thing, but for people to visually see you and see these different, like you see different people, you're like, this is our country. These are these people that we've never seen before. So I doubt I would even be sitting here talking to you of relevance if Much Music didn't support me, which is why when I got this footage, I was like, this is perfect because every single person that sees me at a bar, I'll be at a bar. Some guy, I remember you from Much Music. Like people, that's the first thing, that's where people got introduced. So it's all coming full circle.
Yeah. We have a game that we want to play with you, but before we do that,
you play games. I would never expect that from you. Really, Cynthia, you're a game player. I don't. You got game.
Games,
you got
guys.
game. I
got some
really
games.
Strange.
But I'm just like
even the camera girl's like, oh,
what?
She got game.
Oh shoot,
she's got.
One of the things that right now obviously is going on is we have this, resurgence of Canadian pride and Canadian identity. And as a musician, I mean, I feel like as a person who loves music, I've always felt like Canada has such an incredible amount of artists, like period, in any genre. But I'm just curious, as a musician yourself, like how are you feeling right now about this surge in Canadian pride?
It's kind of strange because I know, how humans are, like when you believe something and you try to tell people that and they don't receive it and then they start believing it, you get a little mad at first because you're like, I told you, like Canada is amazing. I was always Dean Cameron, who signed me, his nickname was Captain Canada and I'm his son. Like I'm one of the guys that he made happen. So I think I have that Captain Canada thing in my blood. I mean, look at my jacket. But it's a little bit of me was like, oh, now that there's a tariff and you're forced to be, because a little bit of it is happening because of circumstance. People didn't just wake up in the morning like, oh, we love Canada. It's like we're kind of forced to like our own product now. But what I think is happening, people are realizing that the product is good and it's amazing. And there's been all these amazing bands that have come. There's a piece of history there that there's a little bit of Canada, I think, the little brother syndrome, where we feel like until America really stamps us, we're not legit. And I never believed that, because I remember when I got signed to Capitol Records, like that classic Capitol building in LA, I was signed there. Like, I did an acoustic show and I was signed on the spot. When the guy who signed me, Roy Lott, was like, we're going to get you a flat in LA and you're going to live down here. And I was like, in my mind, I shook my head. But in my head, I was like, I will never move to LA. Like, I want to make music in Whitby or St. Clair and Bathurst or wherever my studio was at the time. And people were always like, why are you so anti-American? I just felt like those artists were so good. Tribe Called Quest, Busta Rhymes at the time. I was like, I'm not standing in line behind guys who are so much more talented than me. I'd rather create something at home. And my mom used to be like, you're stupid. Like, because my mom's like, you know, she's a businesswoman. So she's like, it just makes sense you go where there's a bigger market. But now she kind of gets it, that she understood that I was trying to do something that was a little bit more, had longevity to it. Because you can have a career in America as a Canadian artist and have a hit record. Doesn't mean you're going to be around 10, 15 years later. So I kind of tried to do the thing that would help build something that actually, weirdly enough, Back to the Future young self sitting here talking to you guys being like, okay, people might still care about what you've done 15 years later. And here we are.
Okay. Are you up
Was
for-
that thorough enough for you?
It was great. Can we do this quick game?
Sure.
We're calling it Life in Chaos. We're gonna name a scenario, and then you decide if it's chaos or calm. Just quick answers.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Unless you want to answer the first one longer.
Okay.
Because it's for you.
You wake up thinking that it's Sunday morning, then realize it's Saturday night. Chaos or calm?
Chaos.
Okay.
Because, okay, no, I'm kidding.
No, you go.
You know, that's because I feel like when you stop knowing what day it is, you're probably having a good time. From a musician's standpoint.
Okay.
Can I say that?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to party here, guys?
Yes.
It's coming from my iHeart. So play it on the radio.
Okay. Prince asks you to sing on stage. Chaos or calm?
Calm, because I ain't doing it. I just knew that I wasn't gonna go on stage. Like,
How did
I
you
was
say
so calm.
no to that?
Because he's a genius, and I'm like, I know 4 chords. Like, I'm like, in what world am I? I'm not allowed to be on stage with Prince.
Tell the story of this, please.
I knew you would love it.
Please.
He just was just like, we had hooked up and connected before, and then when he came to Vancouver, he was like, when I come to play Vancouver, I'm gonna hit you up, and I didn't believe him, because artists say that all the time. They're like, they call it emotional artist dribble, where it's like, when I'm in Van, I'm gonna hit you up, and then his assistant was like, hey, Prince is playing at Bar None. He said to tell you he's got a telly for you. This is what he said, literally, his assistant. He's got a Telecaster guitar, and everything, all the songs will be between E, G, and F.
Oh my God.
It was like your school teacher being like, just show up, we're gonna play the chords, and I still said no, because I was like, I'm not going on stage with Prince. It's just your initial reaction as a musician, if you know. And then, but I went. So my boy's like, are you gonna go? I'm like, we'll just sneak in the back, because I live in Vancouver and I know so many people. And he saw me. Like, he had a hat down, and he goes like this, coward.
No.
And then honestly, this is kind of dark, but then he died not even a couple, like, my last memory of Prince was like, you're a coward. And so it sticks with me that he's like, it comes back to what I said earlier in the interview. It's like the confidence thing I have, because people are like, you're a confident guy, you got a good ego, but really underneath it all is someone who is not as talented as a guy named Prince. So, but it's awesome. It was a great lesson for me that I should have maybe seized that opportunity. So calm, but chaos, because it's like, yeah, you're an idiot.
Okay, chaos or calm, a packed venue, singing your lyrics louder than you are.
Calm. I love it. Love it.
Chaos or calm, being misunderstood in an interview.
Oh man, that's chaos. I mean, every time, I think it was Strombo that was like, you're a hard interview. And I was like, what does that mean? Like, he's like, yeah, you have a reputation of being a hard interview. Maybe it's because I say deep stuff, or I always want things. Like, even the answer to this question doesn't need to be said, but I'm going to go deep on it. And so everyone's kind of looking at like, what is he going to say? And when is Zen Buddhism going to come into it?
Oh.
No, but yeah, no, yeah, I think I enjoy that, actually. I love that. I would hope that the people who interview me come prepared and know they're going to have a good combo than just like, the tick off the boxes.
Yeah.
Who knows? You might not end up playing some game called Chaos versus Calm.
We should end on that.
Do you want to give all the details that people need to know?
On Crave, December 26th. Get some rum and eggnog. Give it a go. Drake track, same day. Boxing Day is a big day. You got Emily Haynes, Ben from Billy Talent. I won't say the others, but they're all beautiful people. New Drake track. And just like these lovely ladies. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Love you, Chaos.
Cool.
Thank you.